All right, chat. So this video I wanted to watch because you guys have seen that I'm re-rolling 2 characters for Wrath simply to get the better racial for PvE. So this video here I saw earlier today on my suggestions. It was the extreme lengths I'm going to go for the WOTLK Classic Pre Patch. And this is by Scottejaye, which we've watched his videos, of course, before on stream as well. So I haven't seen any of his. I want to see what he's doing. I want to see if he's re-rolling or anything like I am, or if he's just like getting gold or something like that. So let me just turn this off here. Anyways, let's see what he's doing. It's
my fresh plans.
First time watching this.
Chilling in the. You may have seen a video I done recently about my fresh plans where I was just sat chilling in the garden talking about what I'm going to be doing. A lot of you have asked what I'm going to play, what professions I'll be doing, what alts I'll have, how I'm going to level, will I quest.
So remember, I'm re-rolling both my mage and my warlock now to get the better racials for PvE.
So will I dungeon?
And I'll be farming gold and stuff like that. And I'll have probably my first 25 quests done for each of these characters. So let's see if he's doing something different.
Or will I just use rested XP because it's the best way to level? So shameless. Links in the description though, just in case you want to get it. Well,
Hey, yeah, well, I don't have rested XP. I used to have rested XP, but I don't have it anymore.
Plans have changed massively, and I'm going to talk you through the extreme lengths I've gone to in preparation.
Chat, let me know what you guys, if you guys have any comments about the video while it's on, please feel free to say something. If you guys are doing anything extreme for getting ready for Wrath, also post that as well.
For the pre-patch. And honestly, even I feel I've gone too far, but it's going to be so much fun practicing all of what we're about to talk about over the next couple of months. So firstly, I'm going Horde. I've played Alliance for the longest time. I'm going Horde, and I'm going on a PvP server, so please don't camp me. Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to level.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yes, it's not a plug, but it kind of is. For the second set of characters, I will be using rested XP. But for the first set of characters, I'm going to be dungeon leveling pretty much from 15 to 70. So I'm going to be doing dungeons as a 4-man group, aiming to get them done in a week. So a full 7 days of play. And yeah, it's going to be a push, but I want 2 sets of characters done. So got to go fast. So myself and my brother are going to be leveling together. He's going to be controlling 2 characters. I'm going to be controlling 2 characters without using multi-box software or anything like that. My setup is mint, and we're going to look at that soon. So on one account, I'm going to have a Resto/Feral. So my main is now going to be a Resto Druid. I'm going to be playing Feral a lot because I am going to be sort of a flex healer. But my main spec is going to be Resto, and I'll DPS when needs be. I'm going Herb and Inscription until I've got the Nobles deck, and I'm exalted with Sons of Hodir. Then I'll drop both and pick up Engineering and Alchemy. Alchemy for Resto for the Trinket and just the gold potential. And it's still decent enough for when I'm playing Feral. And Engineering is obviously just so good, I don't want to play without it. My second character is going to be Boomy Resto. It's going to be primarily Boomy. I will be using it as the healer while I'm leveling in dungeons from 15 to 70, and it's going to be mining and herbing. So this is going to be my gatherer, and primarily, as I said, it's going to be Boomy when I'm raiding and when I'm gearing. And remember, I'm playing on fresh servers, so this character is actually going to be the first one that I get epic flying on, not my main. Because the main is going to be my Resto Feral Druid, obviously, and the alt is going to be my Boomy Resto, which is going to be my Gatherer. Now, assuming we get our 4 characters leveled from 15 to 70 in a week, the next week, I'm not even going to worry about getting
from 15 to 70 in 1 week.
Gear on any of them yet. I'm going to start my second set of characters, which are going to be leveled solely using rested XP and questing. I might do the occasional dungeon on the way up, but even that, I highly doubt. I'm probably going to get in the zone. I'm just going to literally put Netflix on the telly next to me and just sit and smash the quests out on them both and just try and enjoy it. The first character is going to be a Holy Prot Paladin, which I'm going to level as Ret, and it will be JC Blacksmithing. I would go JC Engineering, but across the 4 characters that I want to have ready during the pre-patch, ready for Wrath launch, having access to Blacksmithing is going to be useful, and I'll explain why shortly. The second character that I'm going to level with it is going to be a Shadow Priest. It's going to have Disc Off spec, and it's going tailoring and enchanting. So this spread of characters means the only thing I can't do is skinning and level working, which I'm not too bothered about, but I'll be able to make bags for alts by funneling all the cloth to my priest. When I'm herbing on the Boomy, I can use them for pots and flasks, sending them to the main druid, All the ore can either be used for engineering consumables when I need to top up, make belt buckles on the paladin when I need them, or I can just prospect them all for gems. It gives me a lot of flexibility. What I didn't mention, though, is why my main's going to be Herb and Inscription to begin with. So to begin with, it's going to start as Herb and Inscription until I've got a Nobles deck, maybe even 2. I might try and get 2 Nobles decks made and get exalted with Sons of Hodir. That's when I'm then going to drop Inscription and Herbalism for Alchemy and Engineering. Now, if I manage to get all of these done during the pre-patch and get a little bit of gear on the main druid, being the Resto Feral, I may start a DK. But honestly, depending on the length of the pre-patch, just getting
level
these
5
characters leveled
characters
and the professions done during the pre-patch is going to be a massive stretch goal just on its own. Gearing-wise, I'll try and run 2 of them around together, just to try and get the pre-patch event gear and even try and run 2 at the same time in heroics for badges, but we'll see how that goes. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit weird. You'll probably notice if you watch me a lot, this looks different. The angle that I'm at looks different. Normally that's behind me. Normally you can't see the sofa or the shelves. I've fully just revamped everything. So like you can see on this beautiful camera here, this whole wall now.
Hold on, I gotta check out. He's got a Shure mic. I always like am amazed at how many monitors people have, and then I realize I've got 5. I'm like, wait, this guy's got like 4 monitors. Maybe he's got 5. Look at this. He's got a DSLR, 2 DSLR. Oh, I don't know what that is actually. I'm not sure what the camera right up on top is. That looks like a I used to have one actually. I think it's a Canon point and shoot, but the maybe it's a Sony one. But the camera flips, the screen flips up so you can see over top of it. Really popular with vloggers. But it looks like he's got a Canon DSLR up here. I think that's a Canon. That's like having his monitor like way over to his left like that though. I don't know. That seems like just kind of like you're doing this to look over there. But I mean, if it works for him, it works for him.
Now is desk. This is obviously a monitor that's turned around that I'm going to
use. Hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. He has 5 monitors. And he's got the 2 expensive lights as well.
For Twitch chat, I'm looking at a monitor here. There's a monitor there, a monitor there, a monitor there. There's a lot. And there is overlap there, but there's reason why. So if you're looking at that and you're like, how can you see this screen here when you're looking at this one? It's intentional. I want to pull this monitor around, and then this one actually pulls out and comes behind it. So I'm fully now encased with monitors because I'll be running a second account on this one. So this will be running one account. I'll be running one account on my main monitor that's just out of view here, which actually you will be able to see if I switch to this camera. And then this is the main monitor where I'm obviously going to be playing this character. And then over on this one, just out of shot now, is going to be the one that I'll have my second character on. Now, this is where it gets complicated. So these are on 2 different PCs. And then actually, if we look down here, I'm having to duck, but the big telly there has actually got a 3rd PC plugged into it as well. So it's a triple PC, huge, massive setup with like 5 monitors, and then I've got my Mac as well. If I become desperate, for another screen, I've got my Mac next to me as well. So you're probably like, well, yeah, what's the point? Well, it's so I can level 2 characters in a very...
Just to give you an idea as to what my setup looks like. Let's see, is this the current one or my old one? Oh, this is the current one. So this is actually my setup here. So this is where I would normally be sitting. These are my monitors. It works out very well because the 2 side panels, that's where you can see the programs and the chat go. Although the chat's not up here right now. And then I've got this separate side here, which has got my laptop on it and everything else. So I guess, everybody's got their own setup, the way they feel comfortable. But I feel like mine's just kind of nice and cozy. Everything's in front of me, and I can run 2 accounts, and I sometimes do, where I just have one up above the other. So I'm not looking way over to the side. I'm just kind of like looking like this, but it is what it is.
Very specific way. So the setup that I'm going to use, I don't expect any of you to be able to have a setup like this, as in the sheer amount of space, the sheer amount of PCs that I need, and general hardware. It's not like something that you can just, go on Amazon and pay $50 or something and get you know, something to be able to do this with. Let me just give you an overview of what I'm going to be doing. So I thought the easiest way would be to explain top-down view. This keyboard and this mouse is obviously going to control my main character that I'm looking at on this screen here. This Stream Deck is going to be, so it's got like 32 buttons on, all keybinds, you know, all macroable, whatever. This is going to be connected to the second PC. So I'll use this for things like accept trade, accept invite, you know, invite my second character.
I never even thought about using the Stream Deck for that sort of stuff, to be honest. Like that's pretty crazy. Like I've never even thought about doing that. He's got the big Stream Deck though. I've only got the original one. Mine's got the what is that, 12, 15 buttons. And his looks like, what is that? It looks like 32 buttons or something like that, whatever that one is. I don't have the big one yet. It came out after I got mine. I only use mine for streaming, like for switching screens and stuff like that. I've never really thought about using it for like in-game stuff.
Hearthstone, teleport Moonglade, all the
a finger skate. Yeah, well, you've got to use the finger skate to, like, when he's done using his 32 button Stream Deck, he's got to put his fingers and his hand on here to wheel himself over to where his mouse is.
Food, eat, drink, you know, all the things that ordinarily you'd maybe use the mouse to go and click on or anything like that. So absolutely everything you can think about is going to be keybound for the second account on the Stream Deck. Now, I'm using the Razer Tartarus, which ordinarily I would use on my main account. You know, I type on the keyboard, but I use the Tartarus.
Okay, I've got one of these things. I've got one of these things. I tried it for about like 10 minutes and I was like, no, it's actually still sitting. It's sitting in a box. It's actually not this one. I've got, like, it's called a Logitech something, but it's basically the exact same thing. It looks exactly the same with the, you know, the joystick and all the buttons up here and stuff. I tried it for like 10 minutes and I was like, no, I just use my keyboard. This is fine. I just don't feel that it's got the, you know, didn't feel right. And I didn't think that I was going to get used to it. But then, of course, before I got my gamer 12 button or whatever, mine's actually a 19 button mouse. I was like, there's no way I'll use all those buttons. I use all those buttons and I use the like shift and all those buttons and alt and all those buttons too. It's crazy.
To game on. This is going to control my second character. So I've got full movement of it with the D-pad. Obviously, it's going to be the healer. So the second character is going to be the healer. So I'm going to literally have like 2, 3, 4, 5 that you can see there. I'll try and zoom in sort of edit. But across there, I'm going to have Life Bloom, Rejuve, Regrowth, Healing Touch, for example. So that will be on self.
Could you imagine trying to do this? He's going to level in dungeons from whatever he said, like level 10 until level 70, level 15 to level 70, maybe, I think he said. He's going to level the entire way, multi-boxing, and doing this from level, whatever, 10, 15, all the way to level 70, and he's going to try and do it in a week. You know how irritating this would be to flip back and forth between characters and use different, like use this and then use that?
And then I'll hold this button here and then them again. That will now cast it on the second party member. I'll hold this button and do it again. That will be on the third party member. And then I'll hold this bottom corner button here, which is 16, and press them again. And that will be on the fourth party member. So that means just with those 4 buttons, I'll literally be able to heal anybody, but I'll be playing, obviously, on the main character. You know, I'll be playing on the main character, but be able to use this to heal. But then I'll, you know, have Moonfire, whatever, you know, CCs and all of that. That's not it. On the side of the mouse, obviously, you could use the actual Naga where it's got like 16 buttons or whatever, but I feel like 7's enough. I've got 3 buttons here that I use as modifiers. So I have like Shift, Alt, and Control.
No.
So they're
how many people here use like a Naga or Naga-like mouse, like the Logitech G600 or whatever, like the one with the 12 buttons on the side? I feel that like once you start using that, you never go back. Like you will never ever not use a gamer mouse again. I would go absolutely ape shit if I only had, it looks like there's 6 or 7 buttons. I think I would be like, no, I can't do this. Like how do you play with this mouse? But he's doing it. But I can't give up my gaming mouse anymore.
They're always stay the same. But 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm just literally going to have as like my main abilities.
8 buttons.
So if I'm cat, you know, I'll have it as
7.
Mangle, Ferocious Bite, Fairy Fire, you know, regularly used abilities. So that means I can actually be DPSing on the mouse, you know, and I've got full movement of the character whilst healing on the other one, because whilst I'm DPSing, I'm probably going to tank as Feral while leveling because it'll be easier. I can just literally roll my thumb around there, just mangle, maul, and swipe spamming, whilst actually focusing on healing in the group on the Tartarus. Again, like I said, that's not it. What I've then also got is 2 sets of triple foot pedals. So like you can see down here, I've got 2 sets of these. So that's 1 set of 3. And then I've got another set of 3 on under here, what you can't see, and I can't bother to take the camera off the stand.
This guy's going to play the
but
piano for us while he's
actually
leveling.
Going to do is I'm going to have one that interacts with the target's target. So if I want to loot on the second account, or if I want to accept quests, one is going to target my main character and follow it, and the last one is going to be jump. And you're probably like, well, what's the point of jump? You know, why do you need one as jump? Imagine you've got your character on follow, and you was in Black Fathom Deeps or something like that, and you've got that like little jumping bit at the start. I'll never need to actually touch it. You know, this is here. So if I want to control the second account properly, all I actually need to do is just spin the chair around, and that's it. I'm in front of the other PC now. So, you know, I could just sit here and now play, you know, control it, move it around, do whatever I need to do. But this has all been changed for the pre-patch. My room was never like this, obviously. I took out a whole TV cabinet and everything. Literally changed this whole side of the room just so I've got full access to 2 PCs right next to each other, so I can control both but still watch it. You know, because if anything goes wrong, it goes off follow, or I don't know, if something happens, I don't know what, but it doesn't matter because literally all I do is just spin around. Oh, and when I obviously change around to then use this computer, I can switch the camera as well. So it's like I've got a camera facing each way. I've got 2 big key lights. It's all set up almost, I want to say almost perfectly. I mean, it took me the best part of 2 days, but this is all in preparation for the pre-patch because I want 4 characters during the pre-patch. Let me switch back around. I don't see how I'm going to do that without actually doing something this wild. But if you want to see some of my practice, I'm going on holiday, as some of you know. I may even already be on holiday by the time this video goes out, but I'm going to be back like in about a week or so.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I thought my setup was pretty crazy. I thought mine was pretty nuts. This is foot pedals and crap like that. I gotta look that up.
Depending on when this goes out. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of this on stream, setting it up, getting all the stream deck set up.
Wait, what? He convinced his brother to leave his Bis Scarab Lord behind and start fresh. Hey, I'm telling you, if I didn't have a guild, I would seriously consider playing fresh. I would seriously consider playing fresh.
You know, perfecting this, leveling.
But I'm not, because you know why? Because Blizzard doesn't do anything about bots. So those of you that are leveling on fresh, like literally 2 days in, people will already be buying gold on your server. 2 months in, the prices will still be the same as they are on Fairlina and every other major server. Like I like the idea of fresh, but the implementation of it is ridiculous. Like it's just going to be screwed up.
Multiple characters before the pre-patch to make sure I got everything absolutely nailed down. So if you want to come and watch over on Scottejaye87 on Twitch, obviously feel free. I may even stream some of it on YouTube. So you haven't got to follow on Twitch. You might catch me here and there doing it here on YouTube. But ultimately, before anyone starts commenting saying, it's against Blizzard TOS to do this, it's not. I'm literally playing 2 characters at the same time. It's against TOS to send keystrokes across Windows or keystrokes across PCs. I'm not doing that. I am quite literally playing both characters. I'm playing one character with my left hand and feet and one with my mouse. That sounds so sad, but it's going to be really effective. I will be able to play both characters.
I kind of want to watch this
as effectively as I could play one. And that's my plans. Some wild plans. They're all my mains, you know, my ults. I suppose just a little bit of.
I'm going to be honest. I honestly think that it would be mentally draining to sit there and play 2 characters. That they're trying to get 2 characters leveled from level 1 to 70 in a week. So that means they're going to be playing a lot. Like, I understand there's an XP buff, but you're going to be playing a ton in order to get your character leveled up to 70. and doing that non-stop for hours and hours every day, like they're probably going to be playing 10, 12, 14 hours a day in order to do this.
Of extra information because I have got it here. But what I'm actually going to do for Wrath, you know, when it gets to the 70 to 80 portion, because this is just the pre-patch I'm talking about, I'm going to level both druids together up to 77. And then I'm going to do the final push on my main druid and just leave the other one at 77 for the time being because it's going to have epic flying. I can at least herb and mine on it. You know, that's its main purpose. And then at some point, once my main druid is geared and everything, then the second druid I'll just get to 80. The other two characters, so the paladin and the priest, I'll be prioritizing the paladin first, but I'm just going to level those every time they're fully rested. I'm like not even really going to worry. You know, every time they've got a full level of rested XP, I'll wipe a little bit off until I get to the point where it's like, well, both my druids have got all the gear they need, you know, whatever, then I'll focus on those. So I'd say it's going to be a good 4 or 5 weeks after launch before I have more than 2 characters at 80, potentially. Really depends how much focus or how quick I manage to go, which I'm hearing by all accounts. And again, I know I don't want to keep talking about rested XP, but I do want you to understand how good it is. Apparently, people uncontested that are following it on the beta are doing 70 to 80 in 24 hours, which is actually ludicrously fast. I know it's people like Tommy Salami and that who are bloody, you know, speed levelers, but still pretty good. So anyway, I hope
just you know, to add to that, I was able to use Rested XP for free when we were doing the hardcore challenge on Season of Mastery. I no longer have access to a full version of it, but I was really kind of blown away with how good it works. So I don't have a access code or anything like that to give to you guys. But if you're looking for a leveling guide, I would highly suggest Rested XP. It is extremely good. If I could afford it, now if I was not leveling in dungeons, I would probably seriously consider it. But more than likely, my guild and I, a bunch of us are going to be leveling in dungeons. So, I was just going to say that, Rupee. I don't know how their guide works with the XP being nerfed. I don't know if they've made adjustments for it or if you just have to manually do that yourself. But if you guys are looking for a guide, I would definitely suggest Rested XP. It's really good.
You like this bit of a weird video showing you sort of hardware stuff and how I'm planning on playing and that, but I don't know. I thought it was quite interesting. I'm really excited to use it all, so I wanted to...
They're updating it again for the buff, so there you go, guys. You can probably check that out.
To share it with you guys. So like and subscribe, roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content.
There you guys go. Like any video, guys, I'll leave the links down below. But Scottejaye is... What the hell is this? What account am I on? I know I'm subscribed to him, so I don't know why it's not saying that I am. Anyways, good video by Scottejaye. It's interesting. That's not actually what I thought he was going to be talking about. I didn't know that he was going to be going into like a, you know, kind of give an example of all the stuff that he's doing. What he's doing is obviously pretty crazy. I'm just re-leveling my two mains, basically. My mage from Classic, which was undead. I'm leveling again as as a troll. And I'm leveling my current main, which is a warlock, an undead warlock. I'm re-leveling it right now as an orc for the racials, basically, just to min-max it for raids. Once I'm done, I'll get gold, stuff like that, and try and get them both of them Sunwell gear. We'll see how that goes, but that's basically my plan for pre-patch. So I'm not trying to level 4 characters, though. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, and you guys saw a picture of my setup. I'm not worried about trying to control 2 characters at one time. It'll be interesting to see how he does that. You know, I'll be honest. I don't think I actually follow him on Twitch. I don't think I actually knew he streamed on Twitch. Not IJ. So, oh, maybe I am. Apparently, I'm following him. So, I just don't know that I've ever... Oh, there we go. Finally loaded up. Give that guy a follow. Anyways, I'll leave the guys the links as well, guys. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you haven't seen his video, please go and watch his channel as well. Like and subscribe to his channel if you can, and if you enjoyed my commentary as well, do me a favor, like, subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. Again, my name is Alodar. I stream 6 nights a week from 9 p.m. Eastern until the wee hours of the morning. Like right now, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So I stream till the wee hours of the morning. And actually, Eastern, it's like 8 in the morning. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Alodar. Again, I'm there 6 nights a week. If you want to talk about anything nerdy, whether it's gaming, World of Warcraft, any other MMOs, or stuff like Game of Thrones, Star Trek, whatever. I love talking about that shit. So anyways, we'll talk to you soon. Talk to you next time.